Well, let's stand at a wall in Tadasana. And I've only recently been converted to the idea of bringing the heels all the way back to the wall. And I don't think that's going to work for every single person. But what it does is it pushes you away from the wall unless and until you firm up your glutes and press them forward and the tailbone goes in. And so that feedback there is enough of a reason to try working with your heels at the wall. Okay, so see, and then, if you're still pushed forward, that's different. Give yourself a little space so you can straighten. But if you can make it work, it'll teach you something. And then abdomen lifts in and up, shoulders are back, head is back. Straighten your arms and breathe. Take some nice bigger than usual breaths. Then, without disturbing your Tadasana, bring your arms forward. This is challenging not to disturb the Tadasana because it pulls you forward. And then up. And once your arms go up, you may realize you did lose a little. Firm up those elbows and draw the shoulder blades upward. Press your heels down and feel that lengthening in the midsection. And breathe. If you can, bring your thumbs back to touch the wall, back of your head, either touching the wall or like maybe you can feel your hair. Straight elbows, breathe. All right, and then come down. Okay, so we're gonna do some work facing the wall. So Carolyn, you may have to smudge your mirror a little bit, but it'll work for you. Another thing too is you could put a block at the doorway so that when you go to the other side where your foot is going to be at the doorway, you would have support. It would be more in line. See what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have blocks, so I'll just use what I can.
Okay, all right. Then in that case, you could also, do you have a chair?
Yeah, I've got chair.
Okay, grab a chair.
Yeah, I got it. The thing is on it, but yeah, it's here. Okay, where do you want it?
Okay, so what I was going to propose is that we do our standing poses facing the wall. So triangle pose would look this way, and we would go down. But if you don't have a wall, you can just do triangle pose.
Okay.
All right. So, Heidi, do you have a wall?
No,
Otherwise, there's no point in teaching this class this way.
I have no wall space, basically. I can do a doorway and that's it.
All right.
I've
Okay,
got
then.
shelves everywhere.
This is when experience pays off. Trash the whole sequence. We'll work on this another time. This is a great way to get your back extension in these poses. But considering what's happening.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right, considering our constraints, we'll change course. No sense in doing that. We're going to do it sometime. You're going to really appreciate what it teaches you because you're pushing the wall and you have a way to really push your shoulders down and lift your chest. Okay, so that's the beauty of that wall, and also gives you a way to really control your hips in because you've got that leverage. Okay, so when we continue our practice, let's think in those terms. And I'm going to be modifying our class as I'm taking you through this. No, we'll maybe do more twisting. You have a bolster, Carolyn, or something to
No.
sit on? Okay, well,
I've got pillows.
pillows, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then we're gonna do chair yoga.
I'll come back over here.
Yeah. Well, no use in Justin putting this one on the internet. Okay. Let's see. Well, no, this won't matter anyway. Unless everybody has the same kind of chair, that won't matter. Let's just stand in Tadasana. So in Tadasana, I mean, okay, if I was just standing and waiting in line at the grocery store, it would look like this, right? It's not horrible, but it's not Tadasana. And so press the feet on the floor, scrub the heels in, and you'll immediately feel, hopefully, these hip muscles moving into your sacrum. Draw your sacrum forward against the firmness of the pubic bone in the front. So there's this firming action low in the pelvis. Keep that and begin to lift. Now, when you lift, you have to really watch the pelvis, and the tailbone is a good marker there. So you don't want this to happen where the tailbone lifts. You want the tailbone to go in deeper as you lift your chest. The shoulders will pretty much go back automatically, but help them a little and extend your arms firmly. They're not to be relaxed, they're to be extended. And then the head moves back and the breath is full. So put into your memory bank there this sensation of this tailbone going and the thoracic spine up here going in and the head being back. Those are three landmarks that we want to use as we do these standing poses to draw the back bending action into the pose. Okay, so we're going to put the right foot, your right foot, I'm mirroring, under your chair and the left foot way back. Okay. So have your feet parallel at first and regain those sensations we experienced in Tadasana. So draw your heels in, feel that contraction here at the sacrum. Draw up through your trunk. Draw your arms up and let your shoulders go down. Take your arms a little higher than shoulder width, shoulder height, and they'll go down a bit. Then press out and lift your chest up against that firmness. Then turn your left toes in, turn your right leg out. Now, our attempt was not to change anything from here up, but good morning. But to lift and turn the leg and regain that action in the tailbone. And then inhale and extend up and exhale, extend to the side. As you do, this right leg has to draw up. So a lot of intelligent action that needs to happen with that leg. It needs to press forward and go upward. Then use your hand. I kind of use the edge of the chair because otherwise it's a little slippy. Press into that chair and you'll get a lot more action everywhere. You have the leverage now to distribute the work evenly through your body. Then bring your awareness into that tailbone. Lengthen up through your trunk, especially the waist area, and draw the thoracic spine in, head back. So head should not be anywhere else but in line. Now begin to revolve from your waist, twisting the trunk to look upward. So looking upward in and of itself is not the goal. Twisting the trunk is the goal. You could do that and keep your face straight forward. But be sure that the face follows the action. To come up, press your right leg, pull your left arm, and come up. Square your feet and step in. Switch your support. Feet wide apart. Okay, then draw up through the legs, heels scrub in so that the sacrum, you feel that action on your sacrum. Up through the lower abdomen, draw your arms up, a little bit higher than shoulder height, press out and down, lift your chest up into that firmness. Feel the spaciousness at your neck. Turn your left foot out, regain all of those actions, all those touch points that I mentioned, the sacrum, the thoracic spine, the shoulder blades, the back of the head. Inhale, supercharge. Exhale, shift the hips to the right, extend the trunk to the left. No big hurry. Come down and touch your chair. Press down on the chair, lift up through your legs. Stretch those legs some more. Lengthen your trunk, roll your shoulders back, be sure your head is back. Then, after a few breaths, I'm going to begin to twist at the waist. And push with the left foot, pull with the right arm to come up. Square your feet and step in. Switch your support. Let me ask you all a question. You don't have a lot of wall, but do you have enough wall, like a door, where you could put your heel?
Yeah,
Is that a yes?
yes.
Okay, yeah, we can do some of that. Okay, let's do another triangle pose first. Let's not shift, but this way I'll know what we're doing to move forward. Okay, so another triangle pose now. Good wide distance. Draw up through your legs, scrub the heels in, feel the firming at the sacrum, lift your abdomen. That doesn't happen automatically. You have to do it. Arms up, shoulders down, press down, lift your trunk, turn your left toes in, turn your right leg out 90 degrees. Inhale, lift strongly. Keep that lift as you bend right at the hip crease. Press your hand down. Work as though you are pressing your hip up. Lengthen your right leg. Firm your left leg. Then lift your trunk. Adjust. Make sure you're working from this tailbone up through the trunk, drawing this front body in. Lifting your chest, stretching the shoulders apart. Then begin the twisting from the waist area. Twist. Keep your head in line. Arms straight, legs straight. Nice steady breath. Firm your knees. And come up. Switch sides. So as you straighten your legs, use these muscles on the back of the leg. Press those heels, balls of the big toes down. Stretch your arms up. Firmness. Press the arms down. Just the pelvis. Lift the chest. Inhale. Keep that lift as you exhale, drawing up at this hip crease. It wants to go down. Draw it up, 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 up. And when you've got your hand on your support, even if it's your shin, you can press and draw up through your leg to create more space there in the hip, in the upper leg. Then firm that and lengthen and lift your chest. Shoulders are back and begin the twisting at the waist. Breathing. And then come up. And step your feet in. I have to turn down my heater again. I'm telling you, if you ever need a little room heater for $35, that thing rocks. All right, so now we're gonna do Virabhadrasana 1. Unless you need the chair for balance, you won't need the chair for this one. Just put it out of the way. So your left heel, I'm mirroring you, will go at the wall, but start with just the side of your foot at the wall and step out and step out and step out some more because you need a lot of room to do this pose. So if you put yourself in a doorway, that'll be fine, or a small wall. So all you need is the space for your heel. Then you're going to turn those left toes forward and the right toes completely out and turn your hips to face the center of your room. Your heel and your arch should align. So they shouldn't, I know that it doesn't look like mine align, but it's the angle that you're seeing. I can promise you, I've looked, they align, okay? Then draw up through your legs and draw your tailbone forward. Lift your abdomen. This makes the top legs work more. The hips have to be squared to the center of the room. So square your hips up. And I don't know who does that easily. And I'm certainly not one for whom that is easy. So if you take your hands on your hips and just push that hip around, that left hip forward, right one back, it does help you to get around a little bit further. I don't know why, but it does. Now, make sure you've got that pelvic lift because we're going to begin to bend the knee. And the pelvis has to stay up. It doesn't get to go forward in this action. So you get to start right and stay right. Tighten up your back leg, bend the front, keep this pelvis lifted. Draw your arms upward, straighten your elbows, bend your knees some more. Come up a little bit, take an inhale, exhale, bend your knee again, go lower if you can each time. Straighten your elbows, stretch your arms, breathe. Inhale as you come up, square up your feet, and step in. And switch. So now, right side of your right foot is at the wall. Step out very far. Get that distance. Turn. Right toes in. Left toes out. Begin to turn your hips. So see, now it kind of looks like my legs are crossed over, but they're not. It's the angle. And you're going to find one side is easier to square up than the other. So have a big distance, really big, between your feet. Heel to arch alignment, square up your hips. Stretch your back leg. If you're on the side that's a little lazier, and the back leg doesn't want to straighten, this is my side, so it doesn't want to straighten, right? So strategies. So you come out just a little bit, say, oh, I was only kidding, right? And then you go back. And you come out, and then you go back. And usually each time you're able to work your way in just a little bit more, okay? So this touch and go strategy, good for any pose that you're doing where you're getting congestion, where you can't finish what you intended to do, which was to square up your hips. Okay, so then press the back heel into the wall, tailbone in, pubic bone up, draw your arms to the side, roll those shoulders from front to back, and lift your chest. See what this moment does. You can feel that strong lift in your chest, more so than if you just, like we did the first time, just brought the arms up. So keep that lift in the chest and bring your arms up. Then bend the knee. And again, we can do the touch and go strategy. We can come up just, we inhale a little bit and bend the knee and go down again. And come up, not all the way, just a little bit, and go down again. One more time. And then refine what you have. Pressing into that back leg, opening the groin, lifting the trunk, arms back, straight, use your arms, breathe. And then come up, square your feet, and step in. Time. Okay. Let's go on to Virabhadrasana 2. So this one, left foot goes to the wall, right foot goes out, but this time we keep our trunk in this orientation. We're not going to turn it. But we still need a wide stretch. Then we're going to turn the left toes in and the right leg out. When you straighten your legs, I think it's useful to think about these muscles wrapping from the front to the back so that you feel this firmness right in the lower glutes, upper hamstrings. Tailbone goes in. Bring your arms up, not too high, because we're at the wall, we can't really straighten right now, right? So bend your elbows. Give it a little Oive Asana, the elbows forward, hands back a little bit. That will help lift your chest. You feel it? We want to get this back bending action into every one of these poses. Now, the pelvis should stay straight ahead. You're going to straighten out that right arm and the left arm as you're able, as you bend your knee. Now, what happens? Oh, the pelvis wants to go back. So, again, we'll use that touch and go strategy. We'll go into it a bit. You know, on cold days, if you have any kind of bad habits, they're going to come up. So we go in a little bit, we come out. We think, I can do better. I can do better. Of course we can. Come up one more, go down. And of course you can do more than 3 if something's being particularly stubborn, but you had to pick a number. And then look out over your right fingertips, chin up, shoulders down, tailbone in, abdomen lifted. And then come up, square your feet, step in and change. I gotta turn down my heater again. Now your right foot is at the wall. Take that left foot way out. Be parallel to start. Then right toes in, left foot out, and turn your hips. And again, if this is the slow side, my hip isn't around as much as it needs to be. And so I'm going to help it. I'm going to bend my knee. I'm taking the heel up. I'm turning my hip. Now you can see the difference from where it was to where it is now. That's where I want it. I'm going to stretch my leg again. So sometimes it's better, easier to go in through the sort of the back door. I might not have been able to reach this if I hadn't surrendered that a little bit to start, right? So get one end the way you want it, and then take the other end back. Sometimes that helps. All right. So, well, I don't know why I was doing that. I was teaching the different pose. I'm sorry. This heat in here, I'm gonna turn this off. This heat and this day have got me confused. I apologize. So, pelvis stay straight ahead. Not that that was bad information, it was just good information in the wrong pose. Sorry. All right. So, anyway, pelvis, legs, lift, stretch your arms. So then your left toes go in and your right leg goes out. And when you straighten that leg, you've got to pull the back side of the leg and lengthen the front side. Okay? So with that in your mind, straighten that leg and square up your hips square. Stretch your arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend that left knee and see how it goes. If you're going great, keep going. And then you'll get someplace where you're a little stuck. And so then you think, well, maybe if I wait a minute, maybe if I go in and out, maybe if I use these backside muscles a little bit more firmly, see what you can do to improve your pose, to open it up. This is a great day to be talking about this because this cold weather that we have, whether we're inside and heated up or not, our body knows it's cold outside and it tightens. All right, come on up. And square up and step in. All right. So then we want, I was going to do a lot of prone back bending, and we can do that. So we can be on the floor for a bit. You don't need the wall, so you can pull away. And if you're on carpet, no worries. If you're on a hard floor, you may like to put down a little blanket. Okay. And you may need a strap for this. Okay, let's talk. Does everybody have a strap?
No,
No.
I got a belt.
The belt, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Maritza, do you have a strap? Yeah, okay. Heidi, how about you're good? Okay. So we can do this then. Maritza, you were here at first when we realized that nobody actually had a wall today because they had to shift around. So we changed the whole approach. And so we're going to come on our belly and just rest a minute because bring your feet together. And rest your chin on your hands and just take a few breaths. And then we're going to come up on our elbows. And when you do that, I want you to draw your shoulders back and your chest forward. And feel that extension. Your pubis, your hip bones should be on the floor. Of course, your thighs are on the floor. Use that traction there and pull your shoulders back, pull your chest forward, look straight ahead. That can get that extension going that we're going to use here in a minute. Now, you're going to take your left arm. Nobody can see me, right? Okay. Left arm across. Here I am going to be. And you're going to bring your right foot, bend your right knee, and reach back and grab that foot. And the strap is here in case you can't reach that. Okay? So the left arm, I'm mirroring you, your knees are together, feet are together, shoulders are back, chest is lifted. Gonna bend your right knee and reach back and grab it. And just see how that's going. Either use your strap or grab it. And then that whole right side needs to roll back toward the floor. I'm having some kind of I've had this for a week or so. This central quadriceps are in spasm for some reason. So on this leg, so I have to be very slow with it, but I can do so. So then see, can you put the heel of your hand right above where your toes are and begin to spin your fingers forward, lift your chest, press your heel down and breathe. And release it. And switch. Now your right hand is in front. Join your knees. Pull a little bit, get that traction, shoulders back, reach back, grab the left foot. Stretch out the right toes. You can use a strap if you need to, that's fine. But see this whole left side is lifted up to help. So now roll that left side forward, back toward the floor. Then begin pulling that foot forward, putting the heel of your hand on your foot, the foot itself, and pressing down. This is usually much easier for me than it is today. So it's a real indicator of what this cold weather can do for us. It just makes us tighter, and it's something we have to accept. And release that. Let's do that one again. I just bend the knee, reach back, grab the foot, roll your trunk back toward the floor. Make sure that this other leg hasn't strayed. Keep this leg in line. You can lift your chest up higher and higher. Turn the fingers forward if you can, and pull that heel toward the floor. It really should not be this impossible because we can sit on the floor like this, but it's the orientation of the trunk that makes it different. All right, let's switch. Hit your heel.
That's not going.
Turn forward and clean it.
It says it's charging.
Is it torture? Well, don't do too much then.
No. The battery says it's not. I've got it plugged in, and it says it's now it's telling me low battery, so I don't know.
All right, let it go. I thought, oh my God, this is torture. I thought that's what you said. No. Don't do so much. All right. Let's do, let's do Cobra. Okay, put the forearms in just, by the way, if you're wearing like a 3/4 shirt, especially getting the hem of that shirt right in your elbow, it can be unpleasant. So don't do that. On your feet, roll your shoulders back. It can help if you push up a little bit, roll your shoulders back, keep them down, and then pull the floor towards you with your arms. This is a very simple pose. I hope you can feel. Keep lifting your chest, pressing your forearms down, and release that. Now, if that was very easy for you, the next thing you want to do is to bring your hands in, just in between your breast and your hip. Again, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, lift your trunk up, and pull your chest forward. But there has to be extension. Don't let that compress your lumbar. Lengthen. And sometimes it can help to kind of push up a little bit and settle into it. And then come down. And tuck your toes, downward dog. And that feels very nice. Stay up on your toes. Draw your shoulders up into the socket. Draw your hips higher and higher, abdomen up. Then begin to draw your shins back. Knees back, thighs back. Outer armpits down. Allow your head to just stay right there in the middle. Your ears are in line with your arms. And again, come up and then go back again. Find the ease that you can find in this pose, but using that strategy of going in and out. All right, then come down. All right, so then, all right. I had all this cool wall stuff figured out for y'all today. We'll do it another time. So, have yourself sitting on a height. Oh no, that's not going to work for you either because you don't have blocks. Okay, we can do something else. We'll just do simple Marichyasana. Okay, I'll pull away from the wall so I can more. All right, I'll go sideways so you can see better what I'm doing. I'll try to get my mat a little straighter. Doesn't look so lopsided. All right, we're going to sit in Dandasana. So square up your feet. Big toes touch. Heels are as close as they can with the big toes touching. Spread your toes out and pull them toward you. That stretches the back of your leg. Draw this thigh and hip flesh back and just reach down in your calf and smash your calf in with your fingers and roll it out. Then put your fingertips right beside just behind your hips. It's right beside, but just behind. I know you got that. Oh, this is going to be a strange day. Now, we're going to bring the right, I'm not mirroring now, this is the right leg, bring it up. And you want to bring it in as close to your hip as you can get it. Okay, because that protects your knee. The more it is out here, the more chance it has to get off center. So bring it in as tightly as you can. Use your hand behind you to press your trunk upward. Okay. So you may have to smooth out your belly flesh so that you can lift. Take your left hand across that knee, pull that knee to your center. Right hand is behind you. Now, I don't know about you, but my right hip came up because that makes life easier. Okay, so settle that hip down on the floor. Draw in the abdomen, lift in the trunk. We're not really twisting yet. We're just getting ourselves settled. Trying to get the right hip back on the floor. And the trunk lifted and pressing into the right leg. Now, if you're doing well there, then we'll begin the twist. And the object is to bring the left ribs around so that they press in to the right leg. Shoulders are down, the left leg is extended, the trunk is straight, and the head is in line. You can look back over your right shoulder. Look left over your left shoulder. Look straight ahead, lift your chest a little bit more. Take 2 breaths. And then slowly release it. And sit. Notice how the 2 sides feel so very different. Bring your left leg up. Bring it as close to your hip as you can. And sometimes, especially if you're a little fleshier in the calf or the thigh, you may need to do that. That's another example of when this touch and go, this repetition can be helpful because it will move. Hold on with the right hand, left hand behind. Create some space and lift up. And scoot, scoot, scoot. If you have to hold this way, this is fine. It's all right. If you can get your forearm around your knee, you've got a tighter grip. Okay, work with what you got, but always know there's more. Then we're going to lift up, get that hip down, and lift the trunk. Again, these are sided poses, and you'll notice that one side works differently than the other. Good information. So shoulders are down, chest is up, that right left hip bone is down. Then we begin to twist if things are going well. So this time I'm going to bring the right ribs into the left knee. Shoulders are down, trunk is straight. All right, and then release that. Dandasana. Okay, now this next one, I think we'll do, if you have a strap, get it. If you don't have a strap or one that's long enough, because this needs a longer strap. Let me show you what we're doing and then you can decide what you need to do. We will have a bolster or some kind of support. And there'll be a blanket for the head. It's Supta Baddha Konasana, laying down, bound angle pose. So this belt goes around the lower part of your hip, not your waist, the lower part of your hip and under your feet. And then you tighten. You adjust. You really pull it really tight, okay? And then you lay back. If you don't have a strap, that it will accomplish that. What I saw that you all had door. So you can go to your door and put your bolster perpendicular to your door and pretty close so that you can put your toes. I'm afraid you're not going to be able to see. Let me go over there for a second just so you can see what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Long story short is you're going to bring this bolster near the wall. Ooh, this floor is cold. I'm doing this for you. Bring it close. So you have to work a little bit. And then you can put your toes. So my toes are spread out at the wall. You bring your toes to the wall and lay back, and you will get some of that same action. You won't be able to have the same traction on your hips, but lift your hips up, smooth that skin down. And if you are using the belt, do the same. Smooth that skin down. And then you can use your hands to help the legs relax. Just firmly press your hands and slide them along your thighs as far as you can reach. Don't let that be a big preoccupation, but if it helps you, then that's one way that you can do that, all right? So there's the 2 options. You pick your option, get yourself set. Take off your glasses and begin to settle down. And then, you know, socks can be put on if you're in Houston for this one.
Not in Florida.
You, if you want to wear socks in Florida,
I'm
you
kidding.
can. All right. Or you can throw a blanket over yourself, whatever feels cozy and secure. A blanket has an added advantage of putting a little bit of weight on your thighs, which helps them relax down. You would be surprised what even a little bit of encouragement can do. And make sure that your back support is hitting more of the kidney area, not the waist. It's above your waist in the kidney area. And your support under your head should touch your shoulders and draw your chin down ever so slightly. So then begin just a normal breath, but give some attention to it being slowed down a little bit and steady. And tuck your shoulder blades under you. And make sure that you're set really nicely so your chest is open, your head is supported, your chin is down just a little. And feel the breath as it's moving through your body, however that may be. I want to talk to you about really two different kinds of breath, or two different ways to place your breath. So just put your hands on your belly. You leave your elbows on the floor so that you're comfortable, and see that the shoulders are still relaxed back and down, that you don't tighten the shoulder. So it's a very passive action with the hands, but sometimes you get reflexive actions just from doing that. So check. I want you to experiment with inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, and locating the breath in your belly. This is very different than what we've practiced for a long time. So if you're a little dyslexic about it, I don't feel like you're alone. When you practice something one way for a long time, it can be a little challenging to change, but let this breath be focused in your belly. Exhaling, you don't have to open your mouth very wide, just enough for the air to escape. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Seeing the breath in your belly. Find a rhythm that's easy for you to maintain. If you can sense your heartbeat, you can count that way. If not, you can imagine a metronome clicking very regularly, slowly. Find a rhythm. And for this particular exercise, the count doesn't matter. So don't extend yourself too much. Keep this very comfortable. And if you forget to exhale through your mouth, don't worry. Nothing terrible will happen. It's just a little more relaxing to exhale through your mouth. Once you have found a rhythm that works for you, allow your attention to sink even more inward so that the eyes move inward and look down, watching what you're doing. The frontal brain moves away from your forehead and settles back. The sides of your brain relax away from the sides of your head and settle back. If things are going well for you, try extending your exhale. You might shorten your inhale a little bit, making it a little more emphatic, so that exhaling twice that number of counts won't be too challenging. So for example, if I was inhaling 4 or 6, 5 or whatever, I might shorten that to inhaling 3 and exhaling to a count of 6. So I want this to stay comfortable. I don't want you to struggle with this at all. After your next exhale, take a nice inhale and then return your breath to its normal cycle. The next breath we're going to work with is to draw the breath up into the upper chest. You can start doing that just very passively, very easily. And we inhale and exhale with the mouth closed for this one. Feel the ribs move and feel this upper chest lift. Hopefully the back bending and twisting we've done will prepare us for this to come easier. And be sure you work through the belly, not just jumping to the chest. But in this case, the belly doesn't expand. So the breath in this case is, it moves deeper in the trunk than it would if you expanded your belly. It would be more superficial. Not a terrible thing, but see if you can, as you inhale, broaden your abdomen. Think of broadening your abdomen, broadening your waist, broadening your ribs. And then from the abdomen, from the bottom, soften back in as you exhale, from the pelvis to the waist, to the ribs, to the very top. See if you can find a nice smooth pathway. Again, without any strain at all. This should flow with no struggle. Notice if the sides are behaving differently. Maybe one side of the rib cage lifts easier than the other. You can feel the breath on one side may be different than the other. Observe. See if they're even. And if they're not even, can you, with your intention, make them more even? And go back to your normal breathing. Release your legs if you're at the wall. Either way, you're going to need to sit up. Release your legs. If you're at the wall, you'll need to move away from the wall. Straighten out your legs. Feels really good. And then lay back down. And in this case, it does feel really good. It's very helpful if you can put something over your thighs and pelvis, not just for warmth, but for weight. Be observant when you lay down so that you're placing your kidneys right on the edge of your support. If you're flat on the floor, that's fine too. Adjust your hip flesh. Relax your legs and arms. Tuck your shoulder blades flat. We're not going to rest long, so just lay down. And observe how your breath is moving. How your body is and mind are feeling. Relax yourself. Let this energy spread through your body. And let the calmness, the quietness of Shavasana penetrate deeply. So now that your breath is not big and expressive, it's very quiet. Or some yogis are able to keep their breath so quiet that their ribs, their body doesn't move as they breathe. I don't think we're gonna quite get there, but you get the idea. Let the breath settle. Definitely keep a nice healthy breath going. But let it be more internal. And now it's time to begin to come back. So move your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Bend your elbows and knees. And then if you're on a support, remember that. Roll to your right side. Rest there for a moment. And then roll forward. Push up to sitting. And sit tall. And join your palms. Lift your chest, shoulder blades down, bow your head. Take a moment to be grateful for all the blessings of your life. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for coming.